Pickin Pear podcast. Yeah. Hello, everybody.
Hi, friends.
Hi, Tia.
Hi, Leon.
Are you ready for another episode of the Pickin Pear podcast?
I'm ready. Are you ready?
I think I'm ready.
Okay.
The van got different.
It's a little breezier, a little nicer. Yeah. With a great view.
Yeah, we're doing our podcast as we see the sunset over there behind Tia on this beautiful little pond here in Florida near Lake Okeechobee.
Mm-hmm.
We're staying at a thing called a hipcamp. We're going to tell you all about it in a little bit.
Yeah.
But first, we got to talk about our road to 1,000 shows.
Of course. That's why we're here.
That is why we're here. So, we had a couple shows this weekend, possibly the best shows of the tour so far.
I would say, yeah. I mean, and the fact that they were back-to-back, too, was awesome. They were in the same weekend. The first one was Pareidolia in Sebastian, Florida.
Pareidolia, which I realized when I was in there, and they have all these, things on the walls that if you look at them close enough, it kind of looks like it has a face in it.
Yeah.
And that's what Pareidolia is. It's
exactly.
Like seeing, faces or figures or whatever.
In inanimate objects.
Right.
Yeah.
So very cool name, very cool word.
Yeah.
Thing that
we had to make
exists.
sure we were saying it right, you know.
Pareidolia was awesome. We get there early, and as soon as we walk in, we see this giant Jerry Garcia mural on the wall. Yeah, you know?
I mean, we've been in Florida. You know, we did have a rough week we talked about last week, and it was just like, we're in a safe place.
My
you know?
people.
My people, yeah.
So it felt good, and then we talked to Pete.
Yeah.
Let's see, he was Mr. A for effort. He was a former teacher, followed his dream of being a brewer. And, that's what he's been doing for 12 years now, and he's got a great little spot, and him and his wife are doing great things, and they foster an amazing music community there in Sebastian.
Yeah.
And we're lucky, he says they like to let the out-of-towners come in when they can, but they also have all their regular locals all the time. And
that's not always the case.
Just a great little community he's got there, and
he couldn't have been nicer.
Yeah.
Couldn't have been nicer. From the moment we walked in, he just had a very welcoming presence about him, and he just kept giving.
Yeah.
He really
did. And it
did.
was so fun. And the people there, we set up really early because we got there early and we chilled. We might have even taken a nap. Pretty sure we did.
I think we did.
And then we walked back in with all of our, our instruments and stuff ready to go before the show, about 15 minutes before. And it's like, oh my God, I can't even get through these people. There's so many people.
Yeah,
so.
We weren't expecting it because obviously when we set up, it was so early. It was really chill. And we thought it was going to kind of be the same, but we took a nap and people were out.
And they hung out all night for the most part.
Well, yeah, I'd say half the night.
They hung out for the whole first set.
The whole first set. It was a rockin' first set, and everybody was so nice. It was a little bit of an older crowd, and they were really digging it. I loved it. It was...
Oh, clapping at solos.
Oh, yeah.
And after songs.
They were listening. It was awesome.
Into it, buying the vinyl and stuff like that. And so one guy told me that they're gonna have a listening party where they all get together and they listen to the vinyl together.
That's really cool.
I know.
I didn't know that. That was so nice.
We met a couple of old Deadheads. Like they sold the Dead back in the 70s and stuff. Just cool people at this cool place. It was really fun.
Oh, it really was. And the best part, again, Pete wouldn't stop giving. He let us stay there. He let us plug in and just stay in the back, which is so important and huge for us, because we were just going to go stay at a Cracker Barrel for the next 2 nights. So
right, but it kind of sucks to have to stay at the same Cracker Barrel 2 nights in a row. You hate to do that.
Yeah.
They just don't. Then it's like, all right, do you live here now?
Right. Am I gonna have to go knock on your door?
Yeah. We try and avoid that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So. It was really awesome that he gave us a great spot to park and plug in and chill for the night. And then we saw him again in the morning, and he pointed us towards a farmer's market.
Oh, and you'll see a little bit more of that as well in the weekly review.
Pareidolia, top 10 for sure. Loved
Big
it.
time.
We can't wait to come back to see those guys.
Agree.
And that was show number 948 together, and the 679th Pickin Pear show.
Crazy.
Add one more to both of those numbers, and we're in Vero Beach, Florida, now at the Kilted Mermaid.
Got another awesome spot,
Really cool vibes there at the Kilted Mermaid.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Very cool vibes. Everybody was super cool. We saw a girl that worked in Chico Hot Springs, and she was a server out there, and we saw her there.
For years, yeah.
And she was serving there. It was like, what just across the country. How do we see each other in this random little town of Florida? It was just so cool.
Like thousands of miles away from each other. And it does feel like we're in random little places all the time. You know, to see familiar faces just kind of blows our mind.
It does.
Because we're never really sure where we are or what we're doing. We're in Lake Okeechobee right now or something.
I think I heard that in a song or a movie, and that's about it.
Sounds familiar. It's really fun to say.
It is.
Pareidolia.
Okeechobee.
All right.
Oh,
so
man.
the Kilted Mermaid, we kind of learned our lesson because at Pareidolia, the crowd definitely dipped out by the second set. And you said it at Pareidolia, like, man, we should have played our second set first.
Yeah.
So we stacked the first set at Kilted Mermaid and ripped it pretty hard and had a great set. And then did it again in the second set.
Yeah, but actually, more people stayed. In Pareidolia, it was, I don't know if we mentioned it, but it was completely dead in the second set. Like, we were
wiping the tables at like 10 minutes before we're done, and I'm like, God, this isn't right. But they said Sebastian's a sleepy little town, you know.
Yeah, an older crowd.
We had an older crowd, you know, so we get it.
Yep.
We like to go to bed early sometimes,
I get it, yeah. But Kilted Mermaid was the opposite. They were there all night, and everybody was very nice all night. You know, tables in and out, so different crowds and different people coming in and enjoying it. You know, it's really cool to see that.
And then we did go to the Cracker Barrel after that.
We did.
I mean, they did offer us to stay out there, but it was parked on the street. And we don't really like parking on the street. I have this fear that someone's just going to be drunk and they're going to slam into us and we're going to be dead.
Yeah. So we always, when we park anywhere for the night, our butt end is always like in the grass, protected, hopefully. Yeah, like just not in the middle of the road for somebody to just run into. Or at least we try and do it that way. But
yeah. Things you think about when you're trying to fall asleep in the back of a van. Like, oh, what if someone just drove right into us?
Yeah. We try not to have those thoughts too often. All right, back to the podcast. Yeah.
All right. So that was a really fun weekend, you know, Pareidolia and Kilted Mermaid Camp. I would do that weekend
again and again.
52 times a year.
Yep.
Really fun. So thank you, Florida, for another couple of really good shows. We'll tell you a little bit more about a couple of shows we got coming up next. But first, Dia, what do you think? Should we do the week in review?
Let's do it. We did some fun stuff. All right, friends. Our week in review starts with our dog being a bad dog.
Look at her. She's just like, what are you going to do about it?
Yeah.
Oh, man. We beat her, and then we went and got oil changes.
We did not.
We went to the Ford dealership and got the RV oil changed. The guy there recommended we go to the I asked, where we could get something to eat, and he said the Cuban bakery right here next to the gas station.
It was phenomenal. I don't know Cubans very well, but that was a great introduction to a Cuban.
It was
wow.
Amazing. Look at that thing. Oh my!
I loved how thin it was.
Oh, it was crispy and so good. And very good oil change. We had to go to a separate place to get the generator oil changed. We like to do those things at the same time.
Oh, tacos. I love you tacos.
Found these near Sebastian, the Taco Mobile. They were awesome tacos.
They were. Yeah, I was a big fan. I mean, my go-to is pastor, 3 tacos, cilantro onion.
Usually mine, but I went with the burrito, and you can see why, because look at that. Tia's doing weights with my burrito. She's got our little baby tacos.
Yeah, it's perfect.
We made it to Pareidolia, and man, what a fun little bar this was. And the people there were all amazing. We got there early, parked next to the Indian River.
Yeah. It was a really inviting, fun environment, as you'll see here. It's just so fun. How could you not want to play in there?
Who doesn't want to hang out there
with Jerry?
Get some work done with Jerry. We had a fun show, and Jerry was approving of the whole thing the whole time.
Making you proud, Jerry.
Yeah, and then they asked us to sign this guitar they've got there. Arlo Guthrie is the big signature on there now. Well, he was until we signed it. We stayed the night there at Pareidolia. They had this cool hippie peace sign hanging out outside, and then the next day we went to the farmers market.
Wait, check that parking job out. Best one on tour.
I wish we had got that on video because I did it in one shot. Just there's a little spot. Let's whip it in there. And we had to because it was so busy there. Look at all these amazing. Look at that dog.
Look at that dog. You mean a bear?
Tons of great dogs there. Some people too. And we had a good time at the farmers market. We bought some stuff.
Yeah. It was a really awesome farmers market. It was huge. So a lot to take in. But we got these spicy garlic dill pickles.
We haven't stopped eating these pickles since we bought them.
I've filled that container with 2 separate jars of pickles from the grocery store just to keep it alive.
Those seasonings are really, really good, too.
Yep.
We've been going through those, and Cassidy's getting her sniffs in at the fruit stand. Yeah, it was a great little afternoon at the farmer's market. We got some empanadas. I forgot about those. We
did.
Got a couple Cubans.
And a cheesesteak.
Okay, and then kind of wandered our way back over here by the water to snack on our empanadas.
Yeah. And, hang out with the lizard.
The lizard. Look at that guy.
Oh, my sweet honey at the park. We're just chilling before the Kilted Mermaid show here.
Relaxing.
Mm-hmm.
Loving it.
Yeah, it was a good spot.
And then now we're loading in Vero Beach, Florida at the Kilted Mermaid. Tia's just in there while I do everything.
I know. There's a lot I'm doing in there, too. Don't worry.
No, she's inside getting the stage together while I
just get a good
videos.
view. Yeah, get a good view of this place. It was just so cool. It kind of felt the same as Paradolia, that kind of inviting feeling with, lights everywhere.
The owner, Rick, was awesome.
He was, yeah.
Everybody was really good to us there.
I loved that he was like, play your original music.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
Yeah. And then we found this amazing fruit stand next to the gas station on our way to our campsite for the week. And holy moly, we got some good stuff there.
Yeah, we did.
Can't wait to tell you all about that. But that right there, after we get some propane, we head to our hipcamp.
Yeah.
And that's just where we've been chilling.
And we're just chilling here, enjoying our spot.
And that's our weekend review.
Pickin Pear podcast. Yeah.
All right. Well, what a weekend review that was.
That was a fun week, let me tell you.
A couple of highlights for me. That Cuban sandwich was out of this world. As it looked, it was. Any food from a gas station is questionable, but that was amazing.
It's questionable, but then there's some times where it's out of this world.
Yeah.
You don't really want to take that gamble, but it was amazing.
I was in Louisiana one time years and years ago, and some of the best food I've ever had came out of a gas station in Louisiana, too.
Yep.
So that's why I take those risks. I'm not really like a Wawa, Buc-ee's gas station food kind of guy.
No.
That's
It's like fast food.
Yeah.
And we don't do fast food.
But this was like
very
a
often.
privately little owned Cuban restaurant. It was a Cuban bakery.
It was, you're
the
right.
bread was just right.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but there was also a really fun fruit stand that we finally stopped at.
We were just cruising down the road, and we see these, like, bright red strawberries from afar, and Leon's like, should we? I was like, yes. Because we've not been buying any mandarins, which we usually buy.
We just buy the cuties.
Yeah, but we've been waiting every time we go to the grocery for a stand, and we finally found one.
Yeah.
And I'm glad we waited.
Yeah, we saw them early on up near Gainesville and stuff. We were seeing them all the time. Like, we'll just hit one when we're down the road. Well, then it took us a while.
Right.
I think it's the weekend. I think
it's a
we
weekend
see
thing.
them more on the weekends. Yeah. So we stopped. We didn't buy the strawberries.
We didn't. We're just not really strawberry people. I'm not gonna lie.
Strawberries are fine, but they usually just go bad.
Yeah, right. Can't eat them fast enough.
Yeah, and then they go bad.
Yeah.
But the mandarins, we love those, and that's our food segment this week.
Yeah.
On the Pickin Pear podcast, we thought we would on camera taste an orange thing for
It's
you.
a mandarin.
It's a mandarin. I call them oranges.
Yeah,
it looks
so
like
do
an
I.
orange.
It's
Tastes
an
like
orange.
an orange.
It's big. They're giant. It could be an orange, but I mean, look at that thing. It's huge. It's beautiful.
It is.
Man.
Let's taste it. It's a little hairier than the cuties, you know?
It's true, yeah. You gotta
So
do a
I think
little
that's extra
peeling, but it's like a banana.
That's extra good for you.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.
Ooh,
Yeah. Shoots right down your back.
it gets me right here.
That was delicious.
Um,
Better than a cutie.
Way better than a cutie.
Mm-hmm.
Way tastier. The cuties are a gamble. Are they going to be sour? Are they going to be sweet? Are they juicy at all? These are so juicy. They're tart. That's yum, 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 yum. It's everything you could ever want in a mandarin.
Yeah.
But from the fruit stand in Florida, you live up to it.
The gas stations were good to us this week.
Mm-hmm.
And that's another great thing about touring through Florida is we haven't been spending a ton on gas. We go out west and everything goes to gas because everything is so far away from each other. Here in Florida, Sebastian and Vero Beach were like an hour away from each other.
That's like every show. The
Less than.
farthest is maybe 2 hours away. And we're used to 5-6 hours sometimes. So it's like 2 hours is nothing.
Yeah, as I'm booking tour out west in the summer, I'm like, oh, God, 4-hour drive, day of the show. That's fine. I can still do that. That's no problem.
We're going to have to really break into the caffeine these days. I've always been decaf, but every once in a while in the afternoon, wake myself up.
Yeah, I mean, as it's getting warmer, I'm just like, my little afternoon siestas are becoming more of a requirement.
I understand.
Oh, man. All right. Well, that was our food segment. If you go to Florida, get some good stuff from the gas station. What do you give your mandarin?
Oh, man. In
Mandarin terms.
In Mandarin terms, this is so dang good. I don't know how you get much better. I mean, okay, there were mandarins that I had at a grocery that were unbelievable. I don't remember where it was. Those were my 10. So based off that, I'm going to go 8 again.
I'm going 8.5. That's
you know what? I can go with you.
Bite.
It's tasty, right?
That's a tasty bite.
All right. I'm with you.
Okay.
8.5. I could definitely go up that extra half.
Cool. All right. Well, from the food segment, we'll roll into the, look where we are.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's not too dark and you can actually still see us.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's fine.
I think we're good.
But we decided to do a hip camp. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We look around everywhere between state parks, county parks.
Fairgrounds. We love the fairgrounds.
Yeah. And those are the cheapest ones.
And the fairgrounds are usually like in town, a little bit. They're like, so you're kind of close to stuff. Yeah. County parks and state parks are usually beautiful.
Yeah.
And, they're not trying to make a profit. So
right.
It's all good.
Right. Yeah. And they're the cheapest, so we got to keep that in mind. But when you're in Florida in February, I think everybody has that same idea.
Yeah.
So everything is booked up, and we couldn't find anything, and all that's left are like RV resorts for $100 plus a stay. It's like, no, we can't do that.
So we found this place.
Yeah.
Let's tell them all about it.
Let's do it.
Pickin Pear podcast.
Yeah. Everything's booked. There's no campsites. There's no state parks. There's no county parks. The KOA is $100. I don't know what the to do. Everything's booked. This is
Well, is there anything other than the state parks and county parks and fairgrounds that is still on the cheap end?
Let me give it a look.
Well, this is kind of interesting.
Something called a hip camp.
Huh. All right.
All right. Hip camp it is. Let's go check it out.
Yeah. All right, friends, that was our fun, dramatic reenactment of how we found this hip camp.
Yeah, how we used Google to find hip camp.
Yeah.
But we found it. We're here, and we've been here for a few days. It's a pretty cool spot.
Yeah.
Hip camp is like Airbnb. You're on people's private property. This one's like attached to an RV park, but it's just a guy's house on a lake. He's got a few spots that have power and sewage and water, which we love all those things. For the real deal breaker is whether there's access to a bathroom, and he has like an outside kind of shower and bathroom, nicer than a porta potty situation, and it's been working out just great.
Yeah, I've been loving it here so far. We've been here a couple days, and it's been quiet. It's been beautiful. We get to take this awesome walk down this road here. It really has been perfect.
It's $29 a night to stay here, plus a couple of dollars in fees. So really the most affordable camping we've had, has all the amenities, plus a little more privacy than usual. So all in all, a very positive hip camp experience, wouldn't you say?
I would say.
We'll definitely keep it in our repertoire.
Yes, always. We'll always be checking it out if everything else is booked up, or or just finding a cool place where you're at outside of a state park or an RV park. It's just a little different. It's a little bit more, a little bit more homey.
Exactly. So it's been our home for a few days. Should we show them around?
Let's do it.
All right, come on.
Expect me to forgive you. You swore one day years ago. I only know what I know, and I know just what to do. I'll get as far away, get farther than the moon from you. Broken strings evade harmony. We've grown too many in our day. Our only choice now is to play.
Well, Tia, hip camp turned out to be pretty great.
It really did this time. I'm really happy we gave it a go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Check it out on your adventures, friends.
Back to you, Leon.
Pickin Pear podcast.
Just
Oh, man. We're having too much fun today, Tia.
we are.
Well, yeah, so that's a hip camp.
Yeah, it's been awesome so far, as you can see.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about the shows we have coming up this week. Shoot, Jake told me not to forget to tell the dates. I want to say Saturday is March 2nd. I'm just saying.
It is, yeah.
Okay, cool.
It is.
Well, Saturday, March 2nd, we're going to be in Naples, Florida for our 950th show together and our 681st show as the Pickin Pear, playing the Midnight Tavern in Naples, Florida. Know nothing about Naples, Florida?
Nope.
We'll see.
Yep.
I've looked at the parking lot on Google Maps. We should fit.
Oh, good.
Yep, that's usually a big concern. Picking up a thing I had to order on Amazon, a new battery for our internet. This one's getting a little fat, swelling. So
Using it a lot.
picking up from an Amazon locker there in Naples, that should be interesting. Never done that.
Yeah.
And then, we roll on. We're staying at a state park for a couple of days after that, so that'll be fun. Maybe we can do something cool like this again.
Yeah.
We'll see. But yeah, this guy in Naples, Florida that booked us, he has Northern Kentucky roots. He managed the Hooters I would go to when I was younger.
Or you had birthday. Oh, no.
I literally
12,
probably
13,
had a birthday.
14.
Yeah, I swear. It's so funny. I just love the wings, okay?
It's
Tia?
got to be it.
It's all
You're
about
right.
the wings.
Yeah, it's the wings.
But yeah, he managed the Northern Kentucky Hooters for a number of years, and we got to talking via email or text or whatever. And so we're bringing him some local Northern Kentucky cuisine, the frozen tube of Geta that I have. So look forward to him enjoying that.
Mighty fine
I'm
breakfast.
going to watch him eat it.
Yep. Watch. Just stare at him while he eats every bite.
That's what I do when I introduce Geta to people. So I just watch them.
Right? I want to see that first initial
It's like hearing the Beatles and, you know.
That was really good. Yeah, you're right. It is just like that.
All right, Tia. Well, it has been another really fun Pickin Pear podcast episode.
Yeah.
I just have one last question for you right now.
What's that?
What made you happy this week?
What made me happy? Well, as you saw in the weekly review, we went. It was a quick little jaunt, but we went and got tacos. I'd say tacos.
That was a very happy moment.
Happy. Man, they're like, it's the best food. They're universal. They're everywhere, and they're so cheap. It's an affordable food, and it fills me up. 3 tacos, I am good. It's just an amazing food, and I love it. And I'm pretty like OCD with my food. Like, I love something, and I love it, and then I don't want it anymore.
Yeah.
But tacos, they don't seem to do that. I want them all the time, and they're so good.
Never get sick of tacos.
Never get sick of tacos. Tacos, I love you.
Well, tacos made you happy. Tacos always make me happy.
What made you happy, Leon?
This one could be controversial. I don't know.
Ooh.
But we like to put TV on in the background a lot, and I think you put it on just randomly one day.
I think so.
Roseanne, but from like 1990 or whatever.
Well,
like
started in the first season.
Yeah. And it's been getting me. It's been making me laugh. It's been making me have feelings.
Yep. It gets so real.
It's such a real show. They're all, you know,
but then they blow it off and get funny again. You know,
it's ridiculous and wonderful. And,
yeah, but they're great little sitcom episodes.
And like, she was a deadhead, you know. Like, there's a Grateful Dead episode that's coming up. I'm pretty sure. Like, there was a weird episode recently that I kind of tuned out of. It was really weird. But anyway,
all right.
It's kind of made me happy this week.
Yeah, I love it because just having that something to throw on, you run out of your shows that your pile of shows that you've seen a lot that you always throw on your comfort shows. We've been like, we ran through them. Like, I need something that I haven't seen in a while, and Roseanne was there. I was like, let's give it a try.
Yeah.
And the early seasons are just fun.
And sometimes you just want something that you don't really have to pay attention to, and it just kind of plays. And let's just say it, that opening sequence, the opening song, is wonderful with the saxophone. Oh, is it the harmonica?
I think it's the harmonica.
Okay,
it's so good.
Whatever it is, it gets me.
Yeah. No, I agree with you on that. Roseanne has made me happy too.
All right.
It gave me good laughs.
Well, we've got a little clip for you here. We're going to play you out with Farther Than the Moon live from this weekend at the Kilted Mermaid. We had Matt Wolf, of course, the wizard. He put together the audio for this for us. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And we hope you all enjoy it. And we can't wait for our next podcast next week.
Yep. Thanks, friends. Thanks for tuning in.
Pickin Pear Podcast.
How can you expect me to forgive you? You swore one day years ago. I only know what I know, and I know what to do. I'll get as far away, get farther than the moon from you. Divided between the moonlit sky, a million miles away. It seemed so easy at the time, but I can't have you this way. Shattered dreams imprinted in my mind. It's like a play but off Broadway. Uninspired actors embrace their fate. Take our final bow any day. Gave you everything I could. I couldn't love you anymore. You took it all like I knew you would.